Hey guys, here we are for round 1. Our opponent won the die roll and chose to play first. We will not mulligan this hand. We'll see what he's playing. It took me a little bit to get into the game because of the audio and video as usual, but so he's playing white, maybe the exalted deck. We're going to play out the island first for the unsummon mana. We'll see what he has. We have a very defensive hand, so the token and transfer might have to go all the way, but so it does look like he is exalted. Here we'll play out the swamp, and if he plays an exalted guy, I'm probably just gonna unsummon, especially if it's not like Knight of Glory here, because then Giant Scorpion's just gonna block. If he's not going to play anything else out, though, I'm probably just going to take this. And he has a Giant Scorpion of his own on turn 3. So we will play out our island, and then play a Giant Scorpion of our own. And then we will pass it back. And he has a Crippling Blight, which is basically a removal spell for Giant Scorpion, which is kind of unfortunate. So we're going to take 5 here. Not that big a deal, but it's a pain in the butt. He plays out his 3rd land, and he plays a Walking Corpse, so he is, like, bear.deck. In any case, we're going to play out a Swamp here. And, like, we could play out the Giant Scorpion. But I think here I'm just going to play out the Vidalcan Entranceur and try to get it online, because the Giant Scorpion's going to stop most of his attacks anyway. And we may even want to unsummon our own Giant Scorpion to get it back onto the field. But we may have to save that for if he like tries to Market the Vampire up something. We'll see. Here we're just going to block out one of his 2/2s. It doesn't really matter which one. And we'll drop down to 12. We'll see what this is. Plays a Primal Clay. I wonder as what. 2/2 flyer. Kind of expected. So here, we're going to play out the Aggro Bolus. We're going to untap. We're going to play out the Aggro Bolus here. To see what we can get off the top. We draw Public Execution, which is nice. And then we'll put that first. And then after that, we are going to play out our Giant Scorpion. Number 2, to block even more, and pass it straight back. So it looks like Vidalcan Entranceur may have to go all the way here, because we're not drawing, like, this is the problem with this deck, like, it's really, really slow, which is unfortunate. Plays a Knight of Glory, which is going to be a pain, but we can still block it out, which is nice. But here we're going to be taking 3, not unexpectedly. He's going to pass it straight back. We draw Windrake, which is fine. Here we're going to just play out our land. And I'm trying to think if we want to like Public Execute this now, or wait, or something like that. I think we're probably just going to use it now. Just get that out of the way. But in any case, we're just going to pass it straight back. And we'll see what he plays, or does. He went into the think tank. He also stalled out on land, which is pretty nice considering he has, like, bears.deck. Playing Walking Corpse and Silvercoat Lion. So he is probably just going to bash in here, I would imagine. Yep, and it comes. We're just going to public execute now. Yep. We'll probably do nothing else. He's going to play Liliana's a pain in the butt. We're going to search out for a swamp and play it. And then he can kill one of our giant scorpions or something like that. He can kill our giant scorpion. That's a pain. So here, I think we're probably going to play out the Windrake. And we're going to play out the Harbor Bandit. And then if he -3 something, we're probably going to unsummon our own creature to save it. And then try to take out Liliana in that way. Because otherwise, he's not going to do much. Like, he can't do much against this board right now. I'm expecting this to be -3, kill something. We could also unsummon our own auger balls to try to draw another spell, or another removal spell, but that doesn't seem that great. But Ultimate is really bad on that. Like, Liliana is basically just a removal spell if you think about it. I mean, it's a repeatable removal spell if your opponent's in a really bad position, which I guess we sorta are in right now, but not as bad as what people make it out to be, I think. Or what it initially seems. People don't really make it out to be anything terrible. So here, if he tries to remove our Harbor Bandit, we're probably just gonna, yep, that is indeed what he chooses to do, so we're gonna unsummon that. So basically he brought his Liliana down for us, which is nice. And he can't really swing in, so we're gonna bash back in now. Kill Liliana. Hopefully. Yep. Which is nice, and we're just gonna play out the Harbor Bandit again. I probably shouldn't have played out that land there since we don't need it, but... Let's see if he attacks. Doubtful. And we're gonna mill him. Johnny Sunstriker and a swamp is what we hit. Here we're gonna give our guy unblockable and bash in for 5. And we're gonna play out our Water Courser. Pass the turn. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. There's a planar cleansing going on really late. Oh, that was really bad. I just played right into it. I didn't even think about that. So, as I talk to you guys about how much I don't like board wipes because only bad people play into them, I play straight into it. And he's holding cards in hand too, so if he has it, we're kind of screwed. But we'll see. That's really unfortunate. That was really dumb of me. Because playing out the Water Courser doesn't do anything for us. At all, actually. We're probably not going to swing in with it. I mean, we could, and then just, I guess, trade with this Giant Scorpion. Yep. So here we're just going to block with the Giant Scorpion. Because Giant Scorpion doesn't block any of his other relevant creatures, at least to my knowledge. And then if he planar cleansings, we're sad. He doesn't, which is nice. But we gotta be careful of that. That's really dumb of us. Knight of Glory and Attendant Knight, so that's good to know. In any case, we draw Essence Scatter, which is actually not bad. So here if we swing in with Water Courser, he can double block to kill it, which I'm actually okay with. But here we're gonna give our guy unblockable first. and then swing in for damage. Try to drop him down. Let's see if he declares blockers. He's just going to block out. He's going to double block. That's fine. We're going to pump it up twice to trade with both of his guys. And we just got ourselves a 2-for-1. And he's down to 10, so he's on a 2-turn clock, and we have Essence Scatter just in case, which is nice. Nothing coming in, and we're gonna mill him again. Let's see what we hit. Hopefully something nice. Oh, and he just conceded. Because he doesn't want us to see any more information. I mean, he could have drawn out the planar cleansing if he had it. I wouldn't have conceded there if that was the case. So we're going to bring in the Crippling Blight. Because he seems like the Exalted Dead, and if we can hit one of his X1s, definitely positive. It's also a flat removal spell for a Giant Scorpion. Well, I guess not his, because his has Exalted. But Crippling Blight here is decent. Essence Scatter on the draw is kind of weak. I don't like it as much, because you want to play out your defensive guys, and he's trying to swing in against us, and it's like a little too aggressive. Like, he's going to be aggressive, so the counter spells are not as good on the draw. Because you don't hit his 2-drop, and like he had 2 bears, the Knight of Glory, like Giant Scorpion. Like, if we're not playing out dudes ourselves, he's just going to beat us. So I'm going to bring in the Crippling Blight. And I think that's probably it. We could also bring in Downpour if we wanted Redirect. That doesn't add much. I think that's probably it, so we're going to submit the way this is. And this hand is definitely keepable. So we will not mulligan. It's a little slow when we don't have the double black for murder, but we have turns to draw it. We draw Augur Balls, which is really nice. And Knight. That does work. Here I'm going to play out the Swamp, so that way, just in case we draw another Swamp, we can play out the Murder if we need to. Here we draw Unsummon, putting Augur Balls and Vidalcan Enchanter onto the bottom of our deck. You want to draw Vidalcan Enchanter first. Anyway, just in case. But here, Augur Balls is just going to sit there and do its thing. It's not going to block. Actually, we probably should block here. Save ourselves some damage. But Augur Balls might block other things later, so I'm going to actually just let this through. What is evil? He has an Attended Knight. So that means we'll probably play out. We draw a Public Execution, which is also nice. So here we play out Harbor Bandit. He can't swing in with Attended Knight, or he could just swing in with it only, which is the same thing he would do with just Water Pusher. So I think we're just going to play out the Harbor Bandit. And here comes the Attended Knight Beats, as you kind of expect. So here we have an option. We can either let this through. We can let this through and just take 3, which I think is what I'm going to do, because then we can just play Vidalcan Enchanter and block next turn. Because I think I can like use the Unsummon later with Augur Balls to draw another card, which is pretty good. So I don't want to lose it quite yet. So I'm going to let this through. And he plays Sunstriker. We draw Switcheroo, which is fine. Here we're going to bash in with the Harbor Bandit, because he can't block favorably, because he knows we have Unsummon in hand. Yep, he's just going to take that 3. We're going to play out the Vidalcan Enchanter as a guy who can block his 3/3s. Then we're not looking too bad afterwards. And then after that, we can also switcheroo for Aggro Bolus for his Ajani Sunstriker. Because that has lifelink, which is going to be pretty good. We can also switcheroo for his Knight of Infamy for like infinite blocker. He's going to bash in with his Ajani Sunstriker. We're going to block out with the Vidalcan Enchanted. He'll gain 3 life, but I mean, we don't really have another choice. And he's going to pass it straight back. We draw another land, which is nice. So here, if he like triple blocks, we can get rid of the Harbor Bandit, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to swing in with Harbor Bandit here. And I don't think we want to quite switcheroo yet. I think we can play out the Water Courser. And pass it back. Because right now, the Vidalcan Enchanter is just sitting there, blocking all day, doing some nice things. Also, we can just trade out the Water Courser for the guy he swings with, which is probably going to be the Sunstriker. Which I'm also fine with. We have Switcheroo if he plays a guy that we really can't deal with, or is just really good, like Neferox. Liliana would be bad here, but we do have the Harbor Bandit to try and kill it. And Planar Cleansing here is a 4 for 4. Albeit our creatures are a little bit better than his, but we also have a handful of answers. We'll see what this does. Doesn't have anything, he's not even going to swing in. He's going to play out another land. So, this makes me worry about Divine Verdict. Also Planar Cleansing. But I think we just swing in here. Oh, we forgot to mill him. That was really dumb. It's quite dumb. Damn, that was stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That was really bad. Just forgot to do it at the end of his turn. That was silly. Missed the trigger. Or missed the end of step. Now I'm wondering if we want to give this unblockable. I think we do. We're actually going to leave up the double black for murder. Dash in here for damage. And just pass it straight back because there's no reason not to right now. And this really does just look like Planar Cleansing if he just continues to do nothing. Here's gonna bash in. I think we're just gonna trade out here with the Water Courser because we don't want him to keep gaining life. And he just passes straight back. We are going to mill him this time. We hit Liliana Shade and Silvercoat Lion, which is pretty good. Once again here, I don't think there's anything to do but swing in with Harbor Bandit. And pass the turn back. there's nothing really that we need to do. You can play Liliana, try to kill our guy, but we still have the unsummoned in hand. So that doesn't do much either. He's just going to play another land and pass it straight back. We forgot the upkeep trigger again. Aye. So here we're just going to bash in again. Get it unblockable. That was so silly of us. That's twice now. He should be at 19 cards instead of 23. We give him a 2-turn clock. He draws another Ajani Sunstriker, which isn't that big a deal to us. Probably just going to pass it straight back. That does indeed look like what he's going to do. We're not going to forget the trigger again. Rise from the Grave and Giant Scorpion, which is nice. Here, we draw Voidstalker, which is fine, but not anything too crazy. I think here we're going to bash in again. And then I think we're going to play out the Giant Scorpion to block out his Ajani Sunstriker and kill it. If he does swing in. Basically, we want to keep even with him. If he plays out a creature, and then planar cleansings, like, we're still even here because it's a 4/4, right? But we'll see what this is. Can you get exalted? We'll just block out. That's not a problem. We'll happily trade, unless he has some kind of safe passage. Or Rise from the Public Execution that's fine, because if we unsummon it, it fizzles, and his guy still dies. We draw Cower and Fear, which is actually a pretty good draw, but we're going to play out the Harbor Bandit again. And then just pass straight back. Any swings? Doesn't look like it. Gonna play out of planes, and we're going to mill him out. Milling him might actually be fast. Like, he should be at 15 cards right now. We got Bloodhunter Bat and Safe Passage, which is pretty good. We got Windrake, which is also nice. So here, we're just gonna give our guy unblockable again. We don't have any blue instants in our hand anymore, and we're not going to be playing out anything else because our board, we win in this stall position. So there's no reason to play out anything in our hand. No reason to remove any of his guys unless he plays like a Mark or something like that. Then there is a reason. And Walking Corpse doesn't do anything either. Try not to miss any more triggers like a baddie. Zombie Goliath and Attended Knight are what he had. We draw Swamp, we'll play it just to have less cards in hand. And once again, we don't have any more instants in hand, blue instants. So we can tap 2 blue here and have enough mana for Murder and Cower and Fear just in case. He has like triple Glorious Charge or something, I don't even know. But we'll bash in. And once again, I don't want to play into Planar Cleansing at all, so I'm not going to play out a Windrake, because like with our 6 cards in hand, there's no way we're going to lose to a Planar Cleansing. Because we have answers to everything. These games are going to go really long too, because our deck is really slow. Doesn't look like any beats. We're going to mill him out again. He should be at 7 cards right now, but unfortunately we're bad. We're going to bash in, drop him to 2. And now I think I do actually want to play out the Windrake, because if he has a removal spell for the Harbor Bandit, we still win in the air. Actually, we should have done that last turn to try to bring our clock down a little bit, but just in case he had planar cleansing, I don't think that we need to. Nope, sorry about that. That probably is game, I would imagine. Nope, he has a Night of Glory. Probably it. I'm expecting like a full swing in here. I'm gonna swing in with the Tendonite only. We'll gladly just take this damage, no reason not to. We could murder it if we wanted to, but I don't see the need. It's not like you can pump it up enough, because we always have the murder to kill it, and there's nothing that does 10 damage in this set. Yep. And we are just going to mill him out again. He should be at 4 cards. We hit Liliana and Servant. He was probably still going for like any semblance of an out. But here we're just gonna Harbor Bandit. Maybe he still has a planar cleansing. Never know. Or still had. So we did hit a lot of spells, but in any case, I think we still had like a pretty good chance to win this game considering our hand. Yeah, we did hit a lot of non-land. That was actually pretty ridiculous. I didn't even realize when I was doing it. GG. It looks like we win that game. Yep. Alright. So we're going to go on to round 2. I'm going to try to set up the audio and video for that as soon as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed.